Endovision, activate!
It means the world to me. And to let you down and people who love us and love me and love you down is so heartbreaking. And I don't deserve you to be here right now. I don't deserve you to support me in this. It's not your job, and I'm so sorry.
Holy Logan Paul vlogs! That's like 35 million total views over the course of a 3-part docuseries. That gives me an idea that might not work as smoothly when I try to apply it to myself. Yo, what's poppin', low gamers, Kwite gang? Today's video is the first part of a documentary series where I recount to you, without any footage of the actual event, what it was like for me waking up this morning, and what was really going on in my head and through my psyche through the whole ordeal. To start with, I instantly knew I had fucked up. By waking me up, my body has yet again forced me to face my everyday responsibilities instead of letting me hide from them in the imaginary recesses of my dreams and my mind. And then... Okay, that's enough. You're done here, kid. Wait, what? Nope, I don't want to hear it. Come on, dude. I was just getting started. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, hi again. I hope you're doing better than that version of me that I just pushed off Scream appeared to be doing this morning, and even if not, that's fine too. But you may have heard some breaking and very pressing news about Logan Paul recently. This news being that Logan Paul is dating Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. star Chloe Bennett. And honestly, man, that's totally fine. They're both adults, and as long as they're both consenting and not hurting anyone, they can do whatever they want in their private, personal lives. Hey, at Chloe Bennett, I'm seeing rumors you are dating Logan Paul. Just wondering why you would do that. Whoever tweeted this also put stars to censor Logan Paul's name for some reason from actually appearing in the tweet. I have no fucking clue what the intention of that was supposed to be. I guess he just didn't want it to show up when you type in Logan Paul in totalitarian fascist Logan Paul supporting Twitter search algorithm. But Chloe Bennett responded to that tweet with a pretty solid reply. Let me read this in the deepest voice I can muster in order to offset the emotion that's meant to drip off this tweet like the ice cream in Chloe's Twitter profile pic. Cause he's kind, creative, funny, vibrantly curious about life, weird as fuck in all the best ways, a big dork, and he's one of my best friends. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but it doesn't have to. He's changed my life for the better, and I've done the same for him. So really fast, I wanted to take a minute to dig through some of the replies to this tweet. I took a quick peek earlier, and it's pretty fucking juicy. Quickly, I want to point out that the initial tweet that this was responding to was posted on July 11th, and this reply was also posted on July 11th. And this guy's reply to Chloe Bennett's reply was posted 16 hours ago, apparently. Now, when I first looked at this tweet, he had also responded to it, but that was definitely before 16 hours ago. I think this guy deleted his initial response in favor of something a little more measured. This one reads, "Thank you for taking the time to explain your side of the story, much appreciated." The original reply had the same sentiment as this one does, basically, but I'm pretty sure this guy also included a bit telling Chloe that she'll always be his wife in his head. Holy shit, my guy. I'm guessing this guy caught the switch up too, so he's congratulating him on it. Guess this is the second Asian suicide he'll be involved in. Just going right for the fucking throat there. Do you think if you died, he'd vlog it? Honest question. Who the fuck tweeted this? This was genius. At Ace Ransom, Twitch affiliate. Neat. Good for you, buddy. I'm glad that's over. But all that aside for now, the main topic of today's video is the news that Logan Paul is creating a documentary about the trying month that he faced in January earlier this year. Now, he announced this documentary in a video on July 4th talking about why he hadn't been posting or something, but he was apparently in his hometown in Ohio visiting his family and some people from his teenage days in order to film footage for this documentary, among a couple of other things.
And then while I was there, I went back and I visited my old high school wrestling coach. You guys, I don't know if you know this, but we're actually filming a documentary about everything that's happened this year, all the stuff that went down in January, where I was at in my life and kind of the psyche of what actually happened, which includes my upbringing. So I visited the high school wrestling team, gave a little speech to the kids.
Not gonna lie, the video that Logan made isn't exactly my idea of a 4th of July special, but whatever floats your boat.
Happy 4th of July. America, Death Grips, Childish Gambino, 300 million views, triple platinum, hot dog eating competition, diabetes, my throat doesn't work, choking on her own spit. That's American culture.
Now, from the sounds of that exposition monologue specifically, this documentary is going to have a pretty heavy focus on what went down in January for Logan. But it also sounds like it's supposed to focus on Logan's 2018 as a whole, which would still probably mean a pretty heavy focus on his situation in January, because all things considered, that's probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest thing to do with Logan Paul this year. Maybe the KSI Logan Paul fight can contend with that, or maybe if something even fucking crazier happens to Logan Paul later this year, then maybe that'll overtake it.
What is up, Drama Alert Nation? I'm your host, Killer Queefstar. Let's get right into my deep-seated personal issues. Today's first story comes from Logan Paul. It turns out Logan Paul isn't actually a vegan. He was spotted on Venice Beach the other day eating a hot dog. Our detectives here at Drama Alert tracked it back to where he could have bought that hot dog from, and it wasn't a vegan place. This only raises more questions. When Logan Paul said that since he's a vegan, he would know what a baby carrot looks like.
Yo, and I'm vegan, so I recognize a baby carrot when I see one.
Does this mean he was lying the entire time? That remains to be seen. Our second story for today also comes from Logan Paul. Logan, this is a message to you directly addressed from me. From what the doctors can tell from your dreams, you think I'm some kind of internet drama news reporter. But right now, you're in a coma, sweetie. You're my husband. Please come back to me. This is the only way we can get a message to you. Please come back to us.
But back in January, he probably aged a couple times throughout the events of that month. Age stress levels wise, not maturity wise. But while from the sounds of it, this documentary is probably going to be a disaster on life support straight out of the figurative gates, it's not a guarantee. It could turn out to be something closer to Logan's initial PSA on suicide prevention, or the video apology that he ended up making immediately after the suicide forest incident. And I don't mean that it might resemble those two videos in their format, but rather that we might see, hopefully, some more humility from Logan. And if we do, he'll hopefully, fingers crossed, not backtrack on said humility like a couple videos after. Or do something else stupid that contradicts some of the stuff he said about learning a couple videos after. Listen, it's been like half a year since the initial incident, and if there are people who weren't in his circle beforehand like Chloe Bennett, who to be fair is biased because she's dating him, but if she was somehow convinced to join his circle after all that, and if after all that she's honestly and earnestly vouching for him based on having a positive experience with him herself, I'm willing to watch the documentary to see what he has to say, even if it's only to shit on it with friends during the viewing or immediately after said viewing. That being said, me being willing to hear him out after about half a year doesn't mean I'm rooting for him during the fight. Come August, please don't let me down, JJ. Speaking of things that Logan Paul makes that recap his year, one thing I've been wondering since January is what the fuck is Logan Paul's why 2018 was the best year of my life gonna look like? Because if the note that his 2018 started on was anything to judge by, oh shit, that man was in for a doozy. I decided for the sake of poorly crafted comedy, but mostly for my own amusement, to try and simulate what I think that video might end up looking like. So, more energetic version of me that's below me, could you push up the screen? Okay, I got cut off. The 2018 year in review. Where should I start, Logang? Well, why not at the beginning? I went to Japan with plans to go to the Japanese suicide forest, and the night before I left for that excursion, I got absolutely fucking plastered. Like, I got so drunk. I drank so much that I spent this entire year either comatose or hungover. And apparently while I was shit-faced, I filmed a dead body in a forest and put it on my vlog channel. Hey, my bad guys, New Year's was crazy. But apparently I accomplished a bunch of other stuff in that missing period of my life. I gained 1 million subscribers in a month without uploading any videos. I tasered a rat and suffocated a fish, which made YouTube snatch my monetization. That was really weird. And apparently, from January 2nd to July 13th alone, we got 13 videos made by Kwite with my name in the title. 14. 15 videos. Haven't checked, but there was probably more after that. Anyways, this didn't happen this year, but I got voted most likely to lose both my pinky toes in high school. Okay, yeah, that's enough of that, I think. Real fast, I do want to talk a little bit more about Logan Paul dating Chloe Bennett. From what I understand, Bennett is the guy who made a bunch of Lil Pump's music videos back in the day, and he makes music videos for a shit ton of rappers, really talented guy, and I must say, I for one am in total support of Logan Paul coming out as gay and or bisexual. But make no mistake, that man is not a gay icon. Oh wait! My mistake, he's dated Chloe Bennett, not Cole Bennett. How stupid of me. Anyways, like I said earlier in this video, they're both consenting adults, and it's very much their own private life if they choose to date. And it's not really our place to say whether or not she should be allowed to date Logan Paul. Now, you certainly don't have to approve of her decision. Based on who Logan Paul is or whatever, you can very much voice your disagreement on her decision. But personally, I think you should still at least respect that decision, because at the end of the day, whether you agree with it or not, it really doesn't seem to be hurting anybody. Now, if it's directly hurting people, that's one thing, but it doesn't seem to be doing that right now. Maybe her fans are upset with the fact, but that's not really their business. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe. I have a podcast with Wild Spartans and FPS Diesel called Loudmouse. We upload 2 new episodes every week on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and we're up on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. To anybody who's pledged to the Patreon, thank you guys so much. If any of you guys are interested in taking that extra step and helping out the channel, there's a link to the Patreon in the description. But even if you don't pledge, that's absolutely fine. I appreciate anybody who watches or supports the videos. You can follow me on Twitter at Kwite and on Instagram at Kwite.png. Links to both of those in the description. And lastly, I have a Discord server. Link to that in the description as well if you're interested. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I will see you guys next time.